What's going on, people? We are back. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. Today we got you covered with the jam-packed hot news panel. And SGA President Johnae Walkerl joins the show today. Make sure you guys tune in. Let's have a great show. It's What's Hot with Shimei Cook. Let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's Hot. Let's get things started. It's time for hot news. Joining me today is Dillon, criminal justice student here at Fayetteville State, and Kimora Lawrence, nursing student and student leader here at Fayetteville State University. What's going on, everybody? Hi, Kimora. Hello, Caleb. Welcome back. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Well, let's get into it. Last week, Donald Trump was sworn in back to the White House as the 47th president of the United States, where he gave a preview of what's ahead for the next 4 years for the American people. Take a look.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. We will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be.
Now, President Trump signed several executive orders on his first day, including delaying the ban on an additional 75 days on TikTok, proclaiming that there's only two sexes recognized by the U.S., male and female, mandating all federal workers return to the office, not granting U.S. citizenships for children belonging to undocumented immigrants, and an executive order pardoning nearly 1,500 defendants in the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol. Dillon, what are your thoughts on Donald Trump's first moves as the president?
He's getting stuff done. That's the only way to put it. He's getting stuff done. If you are an illegal immigrant and you come into the country, you have a kid, that don't mean that you guys should automatically become legal. That's not how it should work. You got to go through the proper documentation. We need to know your history. You know where you're coming from. Have you been to jail? Are you a criminal? All those things are important.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's getting stuff done. And the crazy thing about this delaying TikTok ban is the whole world, the younger generation, is Kamala.
Yeah.
But Trump is trying to get y'all TikTok back. How does that work? When everybody's going against Trump, everybody's saying no, well, I don't like Trump. But he's working to get TikTok back. Not everybody happy. So, I mean, he's getting stuff done.
Kimora.
Back to the children getting, U.S. citizen status. I feel like they should. They're not criminals. They were just born. They're born on U.S. soil. They're Americans. That has nothing to do with their parents. Their parents, okay, they don't have to automatically get the citizenship. That's fine. But the kids should be able to come back to the country they were born in. Back to their parents' home country. They shouldn't feel like they don't belong somewhere they were born.
So I have a question for you. Do you feel like the parents should be able to stay in the United States because their kids was born in the United States?
No, the kids should though. The parents should still have to go and get,
So
their
your
documentation. But the kids, they shouldn't have to because they have the
So if
documentation.
the kid gets separated from the parent, you're okay with that?
I mean, the kid, parent, I'm fine with the kid being here because this is a good country. This is where most people come for their children
And who's
to
gonna
have a
take care of
good
the kid?
life. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, that's
Trump came.
the thing is though, that's against the Constitution. So even though he signed an executive order, the bill probably won't get passed by the Supreme Court or the D.C. Court of Appeals because it's against the Constitution. If you are born in America, you are an American citizen. Don't matter what your parents are. If you're born on American soil, you are an American citizen. That's a fact. Now I want to see your thoughts on recognizing only two genders in the country by the federal government. Kimora?
I feel like you should be able to claim whatever you want to claim, whatever your heart desires. You should be that. And I feel like a man shouldn't be able to decide two genders, because that's not up to him. That's up to the person who they want to be, who they want to become.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah.
Caleb.
Well, in 2024, we had a group of people classifying as cats, as trees. So we have to come back to what's normal. There's male and female. That's it. You can't classify as a tree today. Or
So what about transgender people? What if they identify as transgender? What about those type?
Transgender is not a gender. It's either you're male or female, or you're born male or female. That's it.
But it's called transgender.
So
Transgender.
so what if the follow-up question will be, what if they change their gender, have this surgery, and identify as a gender that they transform to? Do you agree with that?
No.
Why not?
Because you are what you were born, male or female, period. There's no in between.
So you're going into the science of it.
The science
Like
based.
the common sense science.
Your normal is not going to be everyone else's normal. We're all born different. We're all different people. So I just feel like you should just be whoever you want to be and live your life and let everyone else
I
live
feel
theirs.
like you should be who you are created to be.
Yeah,
Only God knows who you created to be.
Exactly.
that is true.
That's why males have deeper voice and females have lower voice.
Yeah. Now,
Very
I think that one of the reasons why President Trump did that, because of the Republican Party wasn't liking that transgender people was competing in sports of their transgender gender that they transformed into, and made them perform better than their competition.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons why they did that. Now let's get into him pardoning not over 1,500 people who raided the Capitol insurrection. What's your take on that? Do you think those people deserve to be pardoned?
Absolutely not.
Okay, why?
Because they harm people.
Yeah.
So they definitely should stay in jail. But when you have, every president does it.
Mm-hmm.
Biden just pardoned his son,
Yeah.
who's a criminal.
Our
So-
our president's a criminal as well. A
Agreed.
convicted felon.
But he won the election.
Correct.
The people chose
That's
him.
what you are correct. Yeah.
So we got who we chose.
Yeah. Kimora.
I don't know who's we, but I
He
feel
wasn't
like they
popular, though.
they need to stay in jail. They killed people. They killed a man who had a wife and kids at home.
Yeah.
He can't even provide for his kids no more because he's gone.
Yeah.
They should all do their time. I don't care if he was just sitting on the front yard. I don't care if he was watching. He was there. Everybody needs to stay there. He shouldn't be able to pardon nobody.
We'll be right back. More hot news is next. Welcome back, everyone. Rapper Sexy Red posted an AI-generated photo of her and the late Martin Luther King Jr. on her X account, and Dr. King's daughter, Bernice King, responded to the rapper's post, saying, "quote This is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who is not here to respond himself because he was assassinated working for your civil and human rights and in war and poverty. Please delete," end quote. Now, Sexy Red responded to the quote, saying, quote, "You ain't wrong. I never meant to disrespect your family. My apologies." The question is, Kimora, was it necessary for Sexy Red to repost this AI-generated photo of her and Martin Luther King?
No, I don't think she should have posted it at all. She know what kind of look that she gives off, and it's not that good of a look. And why would you post that with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And you're disrespecting Miss Dr. Bernice King as well.
Yeah. Caleb,
I totally disagree.
why?
First of all, it was a repost.
Yeah.
So she didn't create it.
Yeah, was a repost.
And laughter is definitely good for the soul, last time I checked.
Mhm.
So it was meant to be something funny. It's not that deep. We, as the people in America, we're so sensitive. Everything ruffles our feathers. It was funny. It was nothing more than that. I definitely wouldn't apologize.
I think it's impact over intent. I think when it comes to if his family is affected by it, then yeah, you should, even like she said, like Bernice said, it's disrespectful. He's not even here to defend himself. And to your point, what she represents and what she brings in her career, her perspective career, is kind of not the image that Martin Luther King had in a way, even though he cheated. That wasn't his dream. Yeah, so. And probably people will probably say, "Oh, well, he slept with a white woman, he cheated on his wife, all that stuff." But there's no right for him to be using an AI generated photo of him with someone who in a sexy red.
Martin Luther King Jr. If he had Instagram, he probably would have reposted it.
Really? That's what you think?
That's what I think.
All right. Let's get to the hot question of the day, Kayla. I can't stand you sometimes. Hot question of the day. I put a poll out on my Instagram at Shimei Cook TV, and had some response to the question. The question was, how do you deal with friends who do not like each other? So I'm gonna get Caleb's opinion on it. We have a viewer's response at it as well. What's your take on it?
I would say you keep the friend separated from the other friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I know this person don't like this person, I'm gonna hang out with this person separately. Then I'm gonna hang out with this person. I'm never gonna combine them.
Yeah.
Because if you combine them, you're asking for problems.
Yeah.
So if you keep this person away from this person, you can have two very good friendships. I know people, my cousin, they don't like my cousin, and I'm friends with him. Because I separate, when I'm with him, I'm with him. When I'm with them, I'm with them. We never connect.
Kimora, now you're a female. Female deal with this a lot. A lot of I have a female's perspective as a viewer. Johnae, she said, she gave her two responses. She said, hang out with them separately, or ask what's the problem and try to solve the problem. Yes. So, what do you agree with Johnae?
I agree. I'm a mediator. I just want to get everybody back together, and if that don't work, then we'll try doing separate things. But I'm always trying to fix it first. Even if it's not even my problem, I'm gonna still try to fix it.
Now, what if they can't come to a middle ground? What happens?
I'm gonna try to spend time with one on one day, the other on the next.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on to our Hot News panel. We shall be back. Coming up is my interview with SGA President Johnae Walkerl. She joins us live. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. Welcome back, everyone. Our guest today is the 75th president of the Student Government Association here at Fayetteville State University. Please welcome Johnae Walkerl. Welcome to the show, Johnae. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Madam President, how you doing?
Just a tiny bit stressed lately, just because, countdown to graduation.
Okay, yes. How's that going? Talk about that. You biology major.
Yes.
Oh, my God. How's that going?
Of course, it's my last semester, so I've been applying to grad school because I want to get my master's in public health.
Okay.
I want to pursue a career in epidemiology, basically studying the patterns and trends in infectious diseases, or like any disease.
Okay.
It could be like chronic illnesses, even the things with COVID, like any type of
So you're trying
disease.
to cure disease. Maybe hopefully she can cure cancer.
That would be amazing.
That would be great. So research.
Yes.
Well, you ever thought about doing it in McNair Scholar?
I did consider it, but I was like, I wasn't sure if I was that passionate enough.
In research, okay.
So I was kind of like bouncing between pharmacy school, and then I was like, oh my God, I love public health. So then I think kind of between my junior and my senior year, I was like, oh no, I think you should switch to public health. So ever since, I've been hooked on epidemiology. I love it.
So talk about what made you want to get into that. What made you want to get into like being a science geek?
Oh, I think it all started in my high school. Like, I think I was in, a sophomore in high school. I took my first biology class. I literally, everything in that class just came so natural to me, like genetics. Like, we talked about so much in that class, and I was just like, oh, these tests are so easy. Like, I pass every test. I was like, I should be a biology major when I go to college. So, and then, I got humbled when I took my first general Chem 1 class. All of my biology majors can attest to this.
Yeah, get humbled.
Like, was literally no joke. But, of course, like, with being a bio major, you kind of have to take those chemistries. You have to take a little bit of physics, and don't get me started on physics. That was my butt. But those like biology classes, like those I really love. Like I had to take a class called biostatistics, kind of like programming.
Okay.
So it's a statistical programming software that we can use to analyze like different data and stuff, like of any science experiments that we do. It's a really cool programming system. It's called R.
Okay.
So I really want to get specialize my skills there, or even like SAS, like all the different type of statistical software. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah.
Now talk about the types of things that you enjoy here at Fayetteville State. What made you want to come here?
I think it was really, of course, everyone knows that Fayetteville State University is also known as Family State University. And literally, like, I felt that when I toured the school, because unfortunately I didn't get to have like a normal in-person orientation or even like an open house.
Yeah.
So I came and toured in 2021. It was like I think it was around March, and me and my mom, we came down from Charlotte, and we did a drive-through tour of the campus, and it was very creative. I was like, I really love that Fayetteville State did it. And so we were literally listening to this thing in the car, like it was like that's like a recorded taping, and it just told us everywhere that we needed to drive through. And I was just like, this is not bad. I was like, this campus is actually really nice. And then we ended up at the Seabrook, where, of course, the SGA president at the time, Sydney Harris, was, Miss Fayetteville State at the time, like all the student leaders and, the orientation leaders. And I just got to talk to some of the students, and I was just like, wow, like it really feels home here. Of course, it's not that big of a school like A&T or all the other big HBCUs. So I was like, I really don't want to go to a big HBCU. I wouldn't mind going to a smaller school where I could feel like I can grow and excel. And so I definitely feel like I did that here, and I'm just blessed for Fayetteville State.
Now, why did you want to go to a HBCU?
I think, of course, I wanted to go to a school where students like that, of course, like look like me, and professors that just like, because I feel like HBCUs just have the best professors in my opinion. I have grown very close to a lot of my professors just because it's like they have that personal connection. Like, of course, like we have that professional connection, but also a personal connection because they just want to see the best out of me as a student and, of course, as a scientist. So, of course, I just want to go to a school with people that look like me, and I don't know. I just love everything about HBCUs, the culture, the family, of course, the food.
The food. That's a good one. That's
okay. Like, I think I've always wanted to go to HBCU since I was a little girl. Like, my dad, he went to Tuskegee. He's a Tuskegee alum, so I kind of got exposed to it early. The marching band. Okay.
Well, our marching band's top 3 now, according to the polls, right? Yes.
Come on, Bronco Express. I know that's right. So yeah, I just love everything about HBCU since I was young. So
that's good. What made you want to go into student government? You're the 75th. That's a kind of a big deal. How did you get into student government? I know you were in SGA as a junior class president, correct?
First, I started off as a sophomore
senator. Then you went to junior class president.
I went to actually SGA vice president.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so talk about your journey in SGA and why you got into student government. Talk about that.
So I know literally I set a goal for myself before I came to college. I was like, you're not going to stay in this bubble. You're going to grow. You're not going to be so standoffish and be afraid to join things. I want you to get out there, of course, and just grow. So I made a promise to myself before I came to college. I was like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So literally after my freshman year, I kind of just got a feel for the campus. I was like, I need to see what I'm interested in. And then I think they were just having all these interest meetings for Big Ten organizations. So like big organizations on campus, like the Military Student Association, the Student Activities Council, and of course SGA. And so I was like, I'm not really... Like, of course, homecoming is fun, and I love, shout out to the Student Activities Council, I love them. But I was like, I don't think that's something I want to do. I was like, I really want to, I just want to advocate for people and make change. So I was like, I think SGA, I should try it at least, And the funny thing is I did not even campaign. I was just like, if I get the position, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And so I ran for the position. I ended up getting it. And I was just like, okay. I was like, I kind of was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but let's just do it. Let's just take a leap of faith. And so I think it was my first Senate meeting. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so, like, ever since we had started and then we matriculated through the year, I had a really good sophomore class council. I love them. And so I think just towards the end of the year, I was like, wow, this is something I really want to do. And then I also served as the chair of the Information Technology Committee. I think it's called. Like, we have so many committees at SGA. And so I actually built a great relationship with the Vice Chancellor of Information Technology on campus. And so literally, like, every time we met, we had a meeting because I had to meet with him at least once a month. And so I would always tell him if students had issues with, like, different technology issues on campus, the Wi-Fi was a big thing my sophomore year because it was kind of like a new system that they were using to make the Wi-Fi better. Okay. And so a lot of students were like, oh, the connection in the academic buildings was like terrible. And so it was my job. I was like, oh, I need to make sure I tell Dr. Molina this at our next meeting. And so I will always, make sure I told him those issues and concerns that students were having. Literally, I swear, like at least a month or two later, or even the following school year, like I barely heard any issues of people having Wi-Fi issues in academic buildings or even in their dorms. So I think it's gotten a lot better since I've been on campus. Hallelujah. The Wi-Fi was very special at first, but now it's gotten a lot better. So I think just seeing of the change that I made just from improving Wi-Fi issues on campus, I was just like, I can do so much more. And then the SGA president at the time, Maya Martin, she was actually the one that kind of pushed me to run for SGA vice president, because I was just like, I mean, I didn't want to do SGA vice president. I was just like, I wanted to do kind of like attorney general. I was like, I kind of wanted to take a small step. That was like a huge step for me, because I was just like, I'm a sophomore class senator and I'm thinking about going to a vice president position. I had never served on a position of that level ever in my life. So took a leap of faith again. I got that position and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a lot. I was like, I'm basically the next person in command after the SGA president. I was like, this is a lot. And so also Lamaya Moffitt, my dear friend, she's passed away this year. But
sorry.
She influenced me a lot also to run for SGA vice president. She was just like, I can see you doing that. I see the potential in you. Like, she just pushed me. Her and Maya pushed me, like, phenomenally. And so from that position, Lord, I ran for SGA president. I was just like, what am I doing? I was like, sophomore class senator, SGA vice president, and SGA president. I was just like, is this something like, is it like, again, I was like questioning myself every time. I was like, is this something that I actually want to do? Took a leap of faith. I was like, I got that position, and like, I'm so grateful that I joined SGA, just because of course, like, I care about the student body and I care about what their needs are and what they want to see from our campus, because our campus has so much, of course, like, our campus since I've been here has grown, like, and I don't already know, of course, with our amazing chancellor, he's going to take it to new heights, because that Starbucks, that Chick-fil-A was not here when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
And of course, Vance Hall, that dorm, it was old. So that dorm, of course, got knocked down. Now we're getting a new dorm. We're getting a new college education building. Like, I'm just so proud of everything that our university leadership is doing. So I think just me even being able to have a seat at the table with them is just an honor, just because I'm just making sure that, of course, they hear what students have to say, because they always care about what students have to say. They're always asking me, so President Walker, like, you know, how would the students feel about this? Like, and that's one thing I love about our university leadership, because they do care about what students have to say.
Now I want to tell you this. You might not think you're in positions that you need, or you think you should be in, but it's God's way of telling you that it's your time.
Amen.
And you just have to be ready for when it is your time. Just be ready, and you need to take advantage of that.
Yes, for sure.
And you have, and you've been doing a great job as a president of SGA. Now, what type of stuff have you learned, as being the president? I know you worked your way up. You already know kind of the routines of how SGA works. But now you're not vice president. Now you're the president. Now you have bigger responsibilities, like the board of trustees and all that stuff. You get to see from a student point of view. You're representing the student body, the voice for the student body. What have you learned in this situation? In this title?
I have learned a lot, and it's only been 3 years. So I think my biggest thing is, which I have trouble with because I'm very independent, is delegating. Okay. So I just have this thing where I was like, if it's not done how I want it to, or in the time I need it, or how I like it to be, I was like, I'm just going to do it myself. And so I kind of had to make sure I got away from that, even with guidance from my SGA advisor, Ms. Clark. She's just like, Johnae, make sure you delegate. You shouldn't have to do everything yourself, because, of course, like, being in a president's position, I think people have this misunderstanding that everything is on me, but in a sense, I have a whole
staff.
Board.
Yeah,
like, I have an executive board that I work with. My executive board is amazing. Love them. And so I have to remember sometimes, Johnae, don't do it yourself. You have this person who basically that's their job. So make sure that they do it. So I think that's one thing I'm getting better with. I'm
learning that too. Listen, my secretary is here in the studio, and she could tell you that I'm like that. I like done a certain thing how I want it, and I want it now. But you have a staff for that. You got to be patient. Yeah. Yes,
literally. Yeah. So I was like, I got to make sure. I'm like, Johnae, calm down, take a step back. Yeah. And I think also it's not a bad thing. I feel like in the in student leadership, but of course, like, conflict resolution. I mean, that happens with student leadership, just because sometimes students may not. see eye to eye with certain things, or we may disagree, because I'm very close with a lot of people in student leadership, and so sometimes we may not see eye to eye, but then at the end of the day, of course, we still have to work together.
Yeah.
So I think conflict resolution, of course, it's hard to talk about, but
it is what it
you
is.
have to
Yeah.
deal with it sometimes. So I think conflict resolution, I've gotten a lot better with, because I'm non-confrontational. So that's something I used to struggle with a lot. So now I think that's another thing I've been doing better with. And then also, work-life balance, because I kind of do treat this position like it's a job, like it's kind of like my full-time job. And now, of course, like I cherish it. So I literally, before I came here, I was supposed to be on a meeting, and that's why I told you, I was like, today is busy, but I was like, I'm always gonna make time for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So of course, and so I was like, Jesus, I was like, what do I have to do today? So literally every day I pull up my calendar. I was like, okay, what do I have to do today?
That's why you asked for the calendar invite.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That calendar, yes, I'm telling you. I love a calendar invite, and yes. If it's not on my calendar, I'm not going. No, exactly. Yes.
Like literally, I was like that. Those calendar invites are a blessing.
Yes.
So literally, I look at that and I was like, okay, I'm not busy today. Okay, I should be good. So literally, time management, because like that calendar, I look at my phone calendar. Like I look at literally every single calendar I have, just because it's like you have to have time management skills in this position, like seriously, because sometimes university leadership, they call me like, hey, we need you to be here, just little things like that, just because they're very demanding. Yes. But hey, I love it.
What's next for you? You talk about grad school. Where do you want to go apply? What's next for you?
So I'm looking at a lot of out-of-state schools, just because I've gotten a lot of advice of trying to go out of the state of North Carolina, because I do want to grow, of course, as an individual and learn new things about myself. So I'm really considering going out of state for grad school. And so I'm looking at the University of Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Are you ready for the cold? That's cold.
That's what I'm not ready.
That's cold.
Because I have to do my laundry.
Yes.
So like my little.
Oh my God! In Austin, not Austin. Excuse me. And UPA just got a notice about your washer, so you have no washer.
Yes. Right. I was like, I think because with the cold and stuff, I think the pipes are frozen right now. So like I was trying to wash my clothes earlier and the water wasn't coming out, and I said, Lord Jesus. But I was like, it's okay. I was like, thank God I've ordered this trench coat a couple weeks ago, so that's been my backup. So literally I've been putting on layers. But that's one thing about these up north schools I've been applying to. I'm like,
you better be prepared.
I'm a Southern girl. I was like, I don't know about this cold, but I'm gonna have
prepared.
to go to that Burlington Coat Factory. Okay.
Oh, it's not Coat Factory anymore. It's Burlington. It's just Burlington.
Are you serious?
It's not called Burlington Coat Factory anymore.
But yeah, Pittsburgh, Emory University in Atlanta.
Okay.
Oh, I always forget every school. East Carolina, but that program will probably be online. And then another school, Brown University in Rhode Island.
Oh, excuse me. Okay.
Yes, they have this HBCU Equity Scholars Program where they want HSI and HBCU students to come to their school and, of course, discuss like health equities things and global health, like all different types of public health issues. And they mentor these scholars. It's a full ride scholarship, so I'm praying I even get the scholarship, because I would love to go up there. I was like, I've never been to Rhode Island, so I would love to go there.
It's nothing to see, but it's okay. I'm from Connecticut. It's right next door. It's nothing to see. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Madam President, for coming on. I wish you nothing but the best for the rest of your term and after graduation.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for my Hot Spotlight. Today's Hot Spotlight is going to Dr. Nadia Hopkins. Dr. Hopkins is an alum of Fayetteville State University and the Assistant Vice Chancellor of Student Engagement and Student Leadership. Dr. Hopkins has always made sure that students here at FSU has the best college experience, and we thank you for your work, Dr. Hopkins. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for my quote of the day. Before I say my quote of the day, I want to thank my guest today, SGA President Johnae Walker. And I want to thank my hot news panel, Caleb Dillon and Kimora Lawrence, for joining me for a great discussion for our segment over there on Hot News. All right, it's time for my quote of the day. And it's simply this: don't dream your life, live your life. I love you for watching, and we will see you next time on What's Hot with Shimei Cook. The action never stops. Bye.